Welcome to Proximity, the retail super app. If you're following along with us, then you just saw episode 1, our client book, searching and filtering. We're going to stay in the client book for this second episode here, and we're going to talk a little bit about customer capture. We're going to continue through the eyes of Michelle, who is our store associate. So here on the client book page here, we're going to talk about adding a new customer. So we talked about how we can filter and sort by these customers. We can also scan QR codes and barcodes, especially if you have a loyalty program, to look them up very quickly. So what we're going to do today is we're going to add in a new customer. So today's ceremony is Michelle has just greeted a customer at the door, and she's asked if he's shopped with us before. So here we're going to do a quick search. We're going to say Jack Burns. We'll search by simple first name and last name. Again, as a reminder, we can search by any data point that the customer gives you. If they give you a phone number, you can search by that. A last name, an email address, it doesn't matter to us. We can see that Jack Byrne has not showed up. What I want to draw your attention to is the way the system intuitively navigates based on what you're searching. So it noticed that Jack Burns is not my client, so it immediately switches over to all clients to do a full system search. What's happening on the back end is we're creating logic that's going to make sure that duplicate entries are not happening across your associates. We want to make sure that we have unique IDs for each individual customer that gets added into the system. This is going to play a crucial role when it comes to your reporting and your outreach, especially with your marketing. So Jack Burns is not in our system. We verified that, and we're going to go ahead and select Add. So this is our customer capture feature. It can be handled in a number of different ways. Each brand does it differently. This page that you're landing on can be handled, like I said, in a few different ways. So I, as the associate, can enter in Jack's information on his behalf. What I also have the ability to do is hand my device over to Jack while I'm showing him around the store and getting to know him a little bit better. No matter however we decide to do it, Jack's going to enter in his credentials, and we're going to continue chatting. So through our conversation, we learned that Jack has an email address. He's never shopped with us before. We can opt in and opt out to specific forms of communication. I can even sign him up for marketing or not include him in marketing should he choose. And at the end, I have the ability to capture his signature. So whether this is being done by myself or being done by Jack, we're getting the information added directly into our database in real time. Because we are a global company here at Proximity, we also come pre-built with all of the translations across the languages. So I have the ability to come in and change the language on the fly if I need to for those that are speaking other languages besides English. So now that I've captured Jack's information, what's happening is it's running that dedupe protection on the back end, and it's creating a profile for Jack to have inside of my system. So now that Jack lives in the database, I can search him and pull him up anytime that I'd like. The other way we have to use this is through a concept called contactless capture. Now for contactless capture, we see it being used in a lot of different ways. So for some of our brands, and for a lot of brands out there that I know do pop-up shops, especially if they're going to an event like a football game or an outing or a mall and they're setting up a tent somewhere, they still want to have the ability to capture customers that come and engage with their brand, even if they don't talk to anyone. The same can be said about a busy store floor when a customer walks in and all the associates are busy, and they still just kind of want to capture their information or get added to a queue or something like that. So they put out these QR codes in order for customers to kind of self-capture their own information. So the way that works is if we kind of switch gears and we come at this from a customer's perspective. So if I'm a customer and I walk into a store, I can open up my camera on my phone. And if you have a QR code displayed at the pop-up event, or maybe somewhere on the floor promoting, a coupon, a 10% off, or whatever it might be, just to grab someone's information, this takes that configurable customer capture page and turns it into an external facing site that allows the customer to then capture their own information at their convenience. Again, opting into privacy policies, opting in or opting out of marketing, you name it. This is a bespoke page that we can do all sorts of renditions of the data that you want to capture here. So now that Jack Burns is back in our system, let's get back to the story. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into the Proximity app, And we're going to pick up in our next video on the customer profile. Tune in next.